Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone who's watching this presentation. And today we're going to discuss a topic on mental health, which is called narcissistic personality disorder. Before we start, let me introduce you to our team members. And we have the first one, which is me, Batari Fasha Azahra, as the camera woman, helper and editor. And then we have Nuraina Najiha as the script writer, casting team and presentation editor. And then next we have Harleen, which is our casting team, helper and sound director. And then we have our interviewer, which is Amni Christina, and she's also the casting team and helper.
Echo was a beautiful nymph who took her greatest pleasure in amusing herself in the woods and fields. She was one of the best friends of Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, and enjoyed some prestige among the other deities. But Echo had a serious problem. She was a loudmouth and always liked to have the last word on everything. Zeus, the supreme god of Olympus, adored the company of the beautiful nymphs and frequently visited them on his way down to earth. One day, the goddess Hera, his wife, decided to look him up. She went to the nymph forest to catch him red-handed. Echo, upon seeing the goddess approaching, tried to cut her off to cover Zeus's escape. She flattered the goddess's beauty and talked incessantly, while Zeus took the opportunity to flee. Hera, tired of the babbling nymph, ordered her to shut up and get out of her way. Zeus's wife understood that she had been deceived. Echo could not escape unpunished from her rage. Hera punished the nymph who always loved to give the last word on everything. From that day on, her fate was to repeat the last word she heard. Echo went on to wander sadly through the woods until the day she came across the most beautiful man she had ever seen. She fell in love immediately, but she knew that she had no way to express her love. The man was Narcissus, one of the most handsome young men in all of Greece, known to disdain all suitors. He was hunting with his friends, but eventually strayed from his companions in the woods. That's when he heard a noise coming from the bushes. "Is anyone there? There, there, there." Narcissus walked up to the nymph and she, insane with passion, tried to grab him. He pushed her away and said, "Let go of me. I don't want you. I want you. I want you." Narcissus ran away and left the lonely nymph behind. After being snubbed by Narcissus, Echo wandered through the woods and stumbled upon a group of nymphs who had also been discarded by the boy. Unlike Echo, who had accepted her sorry fate, they cried out to Nemesis, the goddess of vengeance, to punish the young boy who had scorned them. The goddess heard their prayers and decided to punish Narcissus, so that he could learn what it was like to be unrequited in love. The young man was strolling near a water spring and decided to stop and quench his thirst. As he knelt down, he saw his reflection in the water and understood why all the women threw themselves at his feet. But he would fall in love with his own image. He attempted to touch the face of his reflection, but it vanished when he did. "Why do you run away from me? You smile at me and then despise me." Echo, in hiding, watched everything. Narcissus spent days contemplating his own image. Narcissus stopped eating and started to wither, but he did not stop contemplating his own beauty. Up until the day he fell into the water trying to grasp his reflection. Due to his weakness, he ended up drowning. His spirit was taken to the world of the dead. There he contemplated his own image in the waters of the Acheron River while the boatman made his crossing. A beautiful flower grew where Narcissus's body had been buried. The nymphs named these flowers after Narcissus. Echo plunged into a deep sadness and chose to live secluded in a mountain cave. The nymph was ultimately absorbed by the mountain. But whenever Echo is called upon, She comes forward to give the last word.
What is narcissistic personality disorder? Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance, and they need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them, and they lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others, or in other words, they have no empathy. Okay, and then we have 5 objectives for this project, which is to learn the types, the symptoms, how to prevent it, the factors, and educate people about narcissistic personality disorder. There is many types of narcissistic personality disorder, but we are going to discuss the 2 main, which is grandiose and covert. First, we're starting off with grandiose, which is the more extrovert kind of type. They want power, recognition, admiration, and control above all else, or we can call it attention seeker. And then they are not hesitating in hurting or manipulating others in the process of getting what they want. We're moving on to the second one, which is covert. They are more introverted than the grandiose one, and then they are more quiet, shy, or reserved in nature, especially when they are insecure or upset, and they like to play victim. Do you think your friend has narcissistic personality disorder? Then let's check out these characteristics. Narcissists tend to have high sense of self-importance. They tend to fantasize about having or deserving or delulu. They need admiration or attention from others. They believe in superiority. They have high sense of self-entitlement. They are willing to exploit others for their own good. And they frequently envy someone else who has something more than them. And they lack of empathy, which explains why they are willing to exploit others. These are the factors of narcissistic personality disorder. The first one is environment. So for example, if you grew up in a toxic family, then you have the probability to have narcissistic personality disorder. And then the second one is parents. Child relationship with either too much adoration or too much criticism that don't match the child actual experiences and achievement. And then the third one is genetics, inherited characteristics such as personality traits. After all those explaining, do you think you have narcissistic personality disorder? If you do, then these are the ways to prevent it from getting worse. The first one is learning how to accept feedback. Please do learn how to accept feedback. And then the second one is reflect on your mistakes. Okay. The third one is set and maintain your boundaries. Do not cross the boundaries. The last one is seek help from professionals, or if you don't have that options, then maybe try to talk to your school counselor about it. And now I'm passing this presentation to Nuraina Najiha.
Hello viewers, my name is Aina and I'm going to present the timeline. At first, we start our project at 9 October until 12 October. At this time, we prepared our blueprint. So our first idea is to do PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. But we changed it because there's another group who already chose topic, so we decided to change it. After last brainstorming, we asked for help from a psychologist, which is Betari's mom, on what topic she recommend us doing for teenagers. And after discussing, we chose narcissistic personality disorder. We prepared our blueprint based on the information the teacher wants, such as our targets, methods, and etc. 30th of October. For this time, we prepared our Google form. As more discussion progressed, we decided to add extra information by making a Google form about narcissistic behavior. This means the Google form has questions related to narcissism. This Google form is made by Amni, our our interviewer. Next is 23rd of October. At this time, we spread the Google form. We share the Google form to our friends, classmates, and family members. We use WhatsApp, Telegram, and Instagram to spread the Google form. 24th of October. Okay, at this time, discuss the presentation with teachers personally. We discuss with the teacher personally about our topics and she accepts it. She gives best advice and tips. For our next timeline is 28th October until 30th of October. At this time, we edit, we interviewing, we voice recording all of this at Betari's house. We interview in total of 4 people and 1 psychologist. It took 4 days to assemble everything, and it took about 3 days to edit everything. We finished the editing and video by Tuesday. You guys can see, this is the making of our project. Who are we interviewing? So, basically, our target is teenagers, and after we spread the Google form, we can conclude that there is 80% of teenagers under 80 years old who did the Google form, and 20% of an adult did the Google form. Consent form. Okay, consent form is basically a document that someone signs to show that they will allow something to happen. Consent forms are used in psychology to ensure that a person is aware of what they are agreeing to do and of any risk or cost that may exist. This the consent form is like an evidence to say that we already interviewed them. Methods of interviewing. We have 2 methods of interviewing, which is Google form and by face-to-face. This is our question for Google form. For the question we have for the people that we are going to interview, and there's a question that especially for the psychologists. Okay, that's all for me. Bye.
Hello viewers, today a respondent has volunteered in joining our interview.
Have you ever felt the need to be important in someone's life?
I do. I want to be important in my family's eyes, as I always dreamt of succeeding in my life, as they have set expectations on me.
Wow, that's very positive. The second question is, do you like to be noticed or the center of attention?
Absolutely no. For me, that thing is creepy, as if my movement were being observed.
Oh, okay, that's pretty intense. The next question is, do you feel one of a kind?
Yes, unique and special.
Okay, that's very positive. The next question we have is, do you enjoy it more when you are talking, or do you enjoy it more when you are listening to people's stories?
Yes, sometimes I like to tell stories and listen to someone's stories, but I prefer to tell stories.
Oh, okay. Hi everyone, today we have a former psychologist to interview today. So can you please tell us about yourself?
Oke, nama saya Rana Purwidianti. Basic pendidikan psikologi saya dari degree psikologi. Lepas itu saya melanjutkan ke profesi psikologi. Sudah itu saya bekerja di yayasan atau lembaga psikologi anak Kak Seto selama 2 tahun, lalu pindah ke yayasan lembaga personal grow Ratih Ibrahim di Jakarta, Indonesia.
Okay. So from your experience as a psychologist, can you tell us about narcissistic disorder and what it means?
Oke. Narcissistic disorders itu sendiri diambil dari mitologi Yunani kuno, dari seorang laki-laki yang bernama Narcissus, yang dia memiliki kecenderungan narsis atau perasan atau overconfidence dengan diri dia sendiri. Itulah kenapa disebut dengan akhirnya disorder ini disebut dengan narcissistic. Dan untuk narcissistic disorder itu sendiri adalah awalnya dia adalah satu bentuk sifat sahaja atau hanya sekedar sifat narsis atau overconfidence seseorang yang kalau tidak ditangani dia boleh berlanjut akan menjadi narcissistic disorder.
So what are the causes of narcissistic disorder?
Okay. Penyebab dari narsistik ini sendiri biasanya ada dari beberapa penyebab. Yang pertama biasanya dari genetik, tapi untuk dari genetik sendiri tidak terlalu besar pengaruhnya, dia tidak sampai 30%. Lepas itu yang kedua adalah traumatik masa lalu.
Trauma.
Oke. Lepas itu dia ada verbal bullying pun boleh terjadi.
Verbal bullying.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the characteristics of narcissistic disorder?
Biasanya kita boleh nampak dari perilaku seseorang. Misalnya dia memiliki sifat yang dia nak jadi main character. Dia nak jadi seseorang yang dianggap penting dalam semua suasana, semua dimanapun dia berada.
So all the attention is on them lah.
Yes. Jadi dia nak semua mata tertuju kepada dia. Dan biasanya itu yang pertama, yang kedua juga ada juga dia memiliki sifat tidak mau disalahkan. Dia merasa diri dia selalu benar.
Always in the right.
Yes. Dia tidak mau orang menganggap dia salah. Jadi apapun yang dia ucapkan itu harus saya yang paling benar. Itu contoh-contoh karakteristik dari narsistik ini.
So is narcissistic disorder curable?
Insya Allah boleh.
So what happens if narcissistic disorder is not treated, and how can we prevent it?
Okay. Penyakit mental disorder nih sebetulnya sama dengan penyakit-penyakit pada umumnya. Yang sesimpel mungkin biasanya gatal. Kalau kita tidak cepat bagi obat atau minyak atau apa, dia akan merebak. Atau sama batuk, yang batuk dia awal dia boleh menjadi lebih parah lagi. Begitu juga dengan mental disorder. Karena awalnya narsistik ini adalah satu sifat. Bentuknya adalah sifat. Kalau tidak segera ditangani, dia biasanya akan menderita dari sifat nih yang akan menjadi sebuah bentuk mental disorder atau narcissistic disorder. Biasanya dia akan mengalami kecemasan, karena kecemasan itu adalah ketika dia berada di posisi yang dia tidak diperhatikan atau dia merasa terancam dia akan cemas karena aku tidak diperhatikan, aku tidak menjadi main character di sini, dia akan cemas. Itu awalnya, dan berlanjut kepada depresi. Dari Dari depresi itu sendiri boleh berlanjut lagi, ada pemikiran dalam kepala dia bahwa aku tak boleh, akhirnya dia timbul drama. Drama seperti apa supaya orang memperhatikan dia? Aku nak coba untuk bunuh diri misalnya. Ada saja drama yang dia akan buat supaya orang kembali tertuju perhatiannya kepada dia.
So they are like throwing a tantrum lah for people to like see them.
Yes.
Oh.
Nah, ada aja drama, entah dia membuat satu kondisi, biasanya ada satu kondisi di mana dia menjadi seorang yang fake.
Oh, fake.
Fake misalnya dia menipu ke sana, dia menipu ke di sini untuk mendapatkan perhatian dari orang lain. Supaya dia hebat, dia ini, gitu. Hal-hal yang seperti itu. Nah, itu diteruskan, akhirnya lebih akan mengalami situasi yang lebih parah lagi, lebih membahayakan lagi untuk diri dia sendiri dan orang lain. Boleh jadi dia ketika dia tidak merasa puas dengan kondisi orang lain, merasa kondisi dia terancam dengan kondisi orang yang lain yang lebih dari dia akan membahayakan orang tersebut. Si yang dianggap lebih layak tadi dari dia.
So dia sanggup sanggup
menyakiti orang lain
untuk dia.
Yeah.
So how can we prevent this?
Okay. Biasanya seorang narsistik tidak akan mengakui bahwa dirinya menderita narcissistic disorder. Karena dia tadi merasa selalu benar. Nah, dan jadi yang memerlukan pertolongan dari orang terdekat, terutama adalah keluarga. Nah, ketika keluarga sudah mulai melihat dia membahayakan untuk diri dia sendiri dan orang lain, biasanya keluarga akan ini sepertinya sudah lebih dari yang seharusnya, kita kena tolong. Kita kena tolong. Pertama, boleh dibawa ke konseling psikolog.
Psikologis.
Kalau dari psikologi, dia akan ditengok nanti level dia seperti apa. Kalau memang masih dalam level atau tahap yang tidak terlalu membahayakan, boleh dia dengan cara dinasehati dan macam-macam cara boleh dibuat. Tapi kalau memang tidak boleh ditangani juga, tidak boleh disembuhkan, menurut psikolog tadi bahwa ini sudah level yang lebih membahayakan, dia akan memberikan satu rujukan untuk kamu pergi ke psikiatris.
Psychiatrist gives like medicine, right?
Yes. Dan psikolog tidak memiliki kebenaran atau tidak memiliki hak untuk memberikan medicine tadi. Resep medicine tadi memang dia tidak dibenarkan. Gitu. Jadi untuk menangani itu dianjurkan untuk pergi ke psikiatris. Baru psikiatris akan macam-macam di psikiatris juga, dengan obat boleh, dengan hipnoterapi pun boleh. Terapi hipnoterapi yang kita dibuat rileks, lepas itu apa yang membuat, akan didiagnosa dulu, diagnosis dulu apa penyebabnya dari mana. Dari situ dicari bagaimana cara penyembuhannya.
So we need to look at like what made it happen to see how to prevent it.
Yes.
And to cure it.
Yes.
Okay, is that all?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Ratna, for sharing your information. That's all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Harleen Deepkor and I'm going to be talking about the result of interviewing Google form. In the Google form, the red is severe, yellow safe zone and green normal. Um, 40% of teenagers have the symptoms of narcissistic disorder. The conclusion from this project is this research, we can conclude that the symptoms of narcissistic disorder are common in our society. We can prevent it from getting worse by seeking help and review our actions every day. Some of us don't realize that we actually have some characteristics of narcissistic disorder. Narcissistic personality disorder affects more males than females, and it often begins in the teens or early adulthood. Some children may show traits of narcissism, but this is often typical of for their age and doesn't mean they go on to develop narcissistic personality disorder. Our experience during this project is that this project gave us opportunity to further learn about mental illness. To be honest, we didn't really know much about this topic before doing this project, but as we looked into it more, we got a clearer version of what narcissistic disorder is. We also realized how some of teenagers actually have some signs of this disorder. We were really excited to share this information we got to others. Let's see the end. We would like to thank Miss Anne for giving us the time to do this project. This project gave us an opportunity to further learn about mental illness. To be honest, we didn't really know much about this topic before doing this topic. But as we looked into it more, we got a clearer version of what narcissistic disorder is actually mean. We also realized how some of teenagers actually have some signs of this disorder. We were really excited to share this information we got from others. And thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to our presentation and have a good day.
I can feel you on my lips all the time, and this